Hi, today we're going to be looking at Atlantis on the Atari 2600. Now this game was originally released by iMagic in 1982, but was later ported to other consoles like the Intellivision, VIC-20, Commodore and Magnavox Odyssey 2. I don't think of this as being a big game for the Atari 2600, but it's actually the 6th best-selling game that was ever released on it. Now the graphics that aren't just a plain black screen are actually quite nice. The city designs and the ship designs are pretty reasonable, and they actually remind me of early sci-fi, with all the ornate, fairly phallic designs like in Metropolis. The sound, however, isn't too great. It just consists of an occasional blip and bang when you're shooting. So the aim of the game is to defend Atlantis from the Gorgons that are attacking in these ships, using the 3 gun placements on the left, right and centre. The ships will scroll across the screen, gradually making their way down to the point where they're in bombing range, at which point they'll attack and normally destroy one of your settlements, which you can see hiding down in the cracks between the guns. Now once all your settlements have been destroyed, it is game over. However, you can win back your settlements if you get enough points to have them regenerate. I find the best way to do this is to shoot the little very fast ships that zip across, as you seem to get a substantial amount of points for this. Now the controls are a little bit odd. You hold left and shoot to shoot from the left gun turret, right and shoot to shoot from the right gun turret, and just shoot to shoot from the central one. Now this sounds simpler than it is, because as you're shooting from the left and the right, they're going diagonally up screen. So when a ship comes in and you're trying to work out which gun turret to shoot from, it can mess with your brain a little bit. But as in most games, a little bit of practice and you should be able to get it down fairly well. As with a lot of Atari games, this game can't actually be beaten. However, what is interesting is when you do eventually lose all of your settlements, you actually see a little ship fly off screen, which turns out to be a foreshadowing of the sequel to Atlantis called Cosmic Ark, in which you actually control the survivors who are in this ship from the city of Atlantis. So whilst this isn't particularly interesting to modern gamers who are used to getting sequels left, right and centre for their favourite games, as far as I'm aware this was actually the first video game sequel ever, so it's a bit of a landmark. Now there's not much strategy involved in this game, which I kind of would have hoped from a game that's essentially a defence game. You just have to rely upon your reflexes to help you survive for as long as possible. Now as the game develops and everything speeds up, it does get a little bit too much because the fire rate isn't too great. You can only pop off a few shots here and there, and there's no way to kind of constantly fire and mow down the enemies as they come down, which I can understand to a certain extent, but sometimes it really does get to the stage where it's just too punishing. Overall, this is a fun, satisfying and fairly hectic game that ranks up there easily with games like Missile Command or Colony 7. Okay, so thanks for watching. That's about it for today, and I hope to see you again soon.